Whoops, 1 second. I forgot to unmute the game. There we go. Alright, hello everyone, and welcome back to Star Trek Online. Having reflected off of last week, I decided to go ahead and actually type up these commander's logs, logs, rather, that in the hopes of actually doing my job. So yeah, with all of that said, let's go ahead and get started. Centurion's personal log, February 28th, 2409. It's been 2 weeks since the Khitomer Conference. 2 weeks since the death of Commander Tamer. 2 weeks since the Deseric was placed under my command as per Tamer's last will. Both the Federation, a faction that my old home happens to lead, and the Klingons, a faction that exists off of ancient traditions and a penchant for violence, have asked me to ally with them. On the one hand, the Klingons offer vengeance, the chance to rip into the Tal Shiar for everything that they have done. They offer weapons, ships, soldiers, supplies, anything and everything that we could possibly need for direct, brutal strikes against the Tal Shiar. On the other, the Federation offers more long-term benefits. They offer food, medicine, building materials, cultural and economic aid. Anything that would help the Romulans get back on their feet and regain their position of power, their position as a power in the Alpha Quadrant. I have spent the last week mulling over which side to choose. Hiven wants to join the KDF, as he believes that the Tal Shiar is removed, that until the Tal Shiar is removed from the board, the Republic will never know peace. An understandable, if a bit short-sighted reason. Satra is more in favor of Starfleet, as it will mean more help for the people who can't or won't fight. A naive, if understandable, answer. Veril, in an atypical move, has elected not to give me her opinion on the matter. Instead, she has warned me that as the officer who, quote-unquote, discovered New Romulus, who I choose to ally with will sway many other commanders within the Romulan Republic. She is correct in this observation, to my immense irritation. Toven. Tamer's death has sent a shock through Toven's system, though he probably won't admit it. When I cornered Toven on the flotilla and asked him in private about which side he believes I should choose, he gave me the single, most unhelpful answer I could possibly hear. He proceeded to tell me how his opinion was irrelevant, how he would support my decision regardless of what it was, and how he genuinely believes that I have the best interests of the Republic in mind. I was simply too shocked by his statements that all I could do was walk away. In the end, I chose the Federation. Hiven wasn't particularly happy about it until I explained my reasoning for it. That being that the Tal Shiar are, at the end of the day, a short-term problem. One that is now immensely shorter now that we have been freed up to actively pursue solving it, for lack of a better term. Satra, on the other hand, practically jumped up and down over my decision. The others simply looked out the window with a determined look. So after alerting the representatives to my decision, the Federation sent over an ensign, an Andorian by the name of Rella Boral, to act as my liaison to Starfleet. I would have figured that they'd send someone like a lieutenant commander or some such nonsense. Clearly, I was mistaken then on the matter. She seems a little unsure of herself, but seeing as how she has taken to every task that Tovin has given her with a certain singular focus that I quite frankly would not have expected from someone like her, I get the feeling she will fit right in. End of log. So yeah, that's where the galaxy sits at the moment. Oh boy. And now I gotta turn down the game volume. As it's apparently overpowering my voice volume. Hopefully that fixes it. We shall see. Alright, and with that said, let us go ahead and get started back up on The Adventures of John Gray.
Greetings. I am taking over as your liaison with the Romulan Republic since Tamir is no longer with us. You have proven yourself and earned the respect of your fellow Romulans. A contact from our new allies would like to speak with you. Return to the flotilla.
Understood, Sub-Commander. I am on my way.
Time is short. What do you need of me?
Now, for those of you who recognize the name Deseric, good. It's the ship that Tamir rescued us in all the way back in, all the way back at the tutorial. So yeah, we get to find out how this is going to go. That's an interesting outfit. Alright. I need to meet with Sub-Commander Nadell, who is going to be this way, having taken over the old office.
Time is short. What do you need of me?
Jolan True, Sub-Commander.
I'm glad that you're settled into your new ship, as we can't waste any time. We've received word that the miners on Beta Thoradar have spotted Nausicaan pirates near their system. The pirates haven't bothered to attack the mining installation, but it's only a matter of time, and they're likely to go after freighter traffic in the area. Beta Thoradar is an unremarkable system, but there's a small Republic colony there that mines heavy metals necessary for ship construction. I need you to take your new ship to the Beta Thoradar system and patrol the area. Just let everyone know that the Republic is watching.
Understood. I'll take care of this. Alright, and with that, we are off to Beta Thoradar. Dagnabbit, I keep forgetting to go to the tailor. I need to get that new wrist computer. Oh well.
You've arrived at the perfect time. Our satellites have picked up several Nausicaan ships in and near the system. They seem to be pirates, bent on harassing freighters. I'm concerned about the possibility of the pirates deciding to beam down and ransack our home. The planets in this system are not particularly habitable, so we're limited to several small underground facilities. It wouldn't be hard for them to send a contingent of operation. Obviously, if this keeps up, we won't have any trade, which will force us to close down this operation and evacuate.
Luckily, I'm here. We'll go ahead and introduce these pirates to the concept of consequences. We'll go ahead and take care of this. Tovin, get us under cloak. Let's see how this ship handles itself. Surprisingly well. Granted, that was only one. Hello.
To any ship in range, this is the freighter Xylan. We've taken heavy damage from Nausicaan pirates. We need immediate assistance. Repeat, we need immediate assistance.
This is the RRW Deseric responding to your request for assistance. Please hold.
Thank you. We're not gonna wait around for more pirates to show up.
Thank you once more for your policing efforts. It'll be a while before we see trouble here again. Speaking of trouble, I thought you might wish to know that freighter, the Xylan, came by to trade for supplies. They claimed to be carrying mostly perishable delectables and trinkets, but their holds had no refrigeration system and registered a great many compact power signatures.
Sir, do you believe that they were smuggling weapons of some kind?
The freighter manifest indicated that they had recently come from the Chaltok system. There's a small Uridian colony there. You might be able to find answers if you find out who's supplying them.
Thank you for the information. I'll bring it up with Republic Command.
Odd. None of the colonies in contact with the Republic should be involved in weapons dealing. I will make a few inquiries. You may want to take your new ship over to the Chaltok system, in case we need additional investigating done.
Agreed. Deseric out.
Time is short. Congratulations.
Click here to view your traits.
Greetings. I have a new mission for you on behalf of the Republic. We have traced the Uridian freighter you rescued back to the Chaltok system. Years ago, the Chaltok system held a Romulan research facility studying polaric energy. It was nearly destroyed in a polaric energy explosion. Since then, a colony of Uridians has settled on the planet. Recently, it has become a hotbed of strife. This isn't the first incident we've had with the colony, and we suspect weapons smuggling is occurring. We have heard rumors of one weapons dealer in particular on Chaltok, a Riemann. We'd like to make sure that none of the weapons there are going to be turned against New Romulus. We need you to travel to the Chaltok system and investigate these allegations.
Understood. We'll head out now.
Time is short. What do you need of me?
Well, first, I need to do this. Let's go ahead and replace that. And replace that. Alright. Alright, there we go. Okay. Alright. While we are on our way to the Chaltok system, which is way the frick over there, let's go ahead and read this short log here. Centurion's personal log, May 1st, 2409. The Deseric has been deployed to the Chaltok system to investigate the possibility of weapons being manufactured to attack New Romulus. Given how New Romulus has only barely begun construction, I can see the cause for concern. My only hope is that I find nothing to prove these particular allegations. Yeah, like I said, that one's actually kind of short. We'll go ahead and transwarp there. Because absolutely nobody is going to want to watch me just fly halfway across the galaxy. Loading, loading, loading. There it goes. Maybe. We have a visual on the enemy ships, but they do not see us. We could try to open a hailing frequency with them or launch a preemptive strike. You should know, however, that any attempt at diplomacy will give them time to alert other patrols in the area to our presence. Your orders? Hail them. No response yet. They may be waiting to strike, or they may respond when we get closer.
masters have hardly been worth our time. But a ship like yours, that is a fine prize. Power up your weapons and engines. Make this a proper hunt. I'd rather not have to tolerate the endless yammering of your Federation allies.
I'm here about the colony. I don't even know who you are. That said, I do happen to know that you're getting weapons from them. Care to explain?
Why would we need the worthless weapons of our cowardly prey? Your Federation masters have sent you on a fool's errand.
Alright, well, in any case, we can still end this peacefully. If you so desire it.
Listen to the prey prattle on about peace. How like your Federation masters you have become. You will find the peace you seek in death. Let the hunt begin.
Battle stations. There they are. Dag nabbit. we go. There we go. Area around the planet is secure. Excellent. Tovin, you have the bridge. Rella, you're with me. Oh. Colony seems to be primarily made up of Viridians. We're still not detecting any weapons, but our sensors are still being jammed by something on the ground. Well then, time to question the colonists.
another refugee of Romulus. Welcome. I am the leader of this small band. You may call me Lortrix. I assume you were behind destroying those Erogen ships around the planet. We're all very thankful for that. The Erogen have been bothering us for quite some time. I would hate to think what would have happened if you didn't arrive when you did.
Greetings, Lortrix. I am here investigating some interesting allegations. Tell me, what exactly is it that you do here in this colony?
We mainly supply merchant ships with various minerals, and we have a small ore refining operation. It's not much, but it keeps us alive. The Erogen have been harassing us for quite some time, unfortunately. They want to use our facility to manufacture weapons. You and I both know what will come of that. And no one here wants to get involved in someone else's war. You understand, don't you?
I believe you, Lortrix. At least I really, really want to. Your colony seems safe for now. That said, I am required to at least dig around for a while.
That is a relief. Look, why don't I show you around our colony, just to relieve any lingering doubts? I would love to establish a better relationship with you and the Romulan Republic. I hoped our location would allow us to remain neutral, but it doesn't seem like that is possible anymore, does it? Talking to my chief engineer would be a good place for you to start. Talking to my chief engineer would be a good place for you to start.
Yes, thank you, Lortrix. I think I will.
Hello. I'm the chief engineer around here. This colony is barely holding together. At night I can hear the creaks and sparks of instruments as they crack in the cold. We need supplies. Good quality Federation supplies. Our replicator is barely working, and the heat systems are spotty at best. All of our energy goes toward keeping our mining equipment up to date. Still, much rather be here than out there in the war. I do hope you're here to ensure it stays that way.
I am. You need not worry. Though I do have a question. Do you happen to know of a woman by the name of Rina Kev?
It's okay. You don't have to keep asking. I appreciate your help on Gasco and the Suliban Helix, but Rina is gone. I need to accept that and move on. How far have we gone only to find no sign of her? It'd be better if I just learned to live with the loss, instead of chasing a foolish dream. Let's keep moving.
Very well, Tovan. If that is your wish. However, I will let you know that as a person who gave you a promise, I don't intend to stop searching. Some pretty decent looking food in there, too. Alright, what do we got here? Some ore. And what do we got over here? What the? Somebody's acting suspicious over there. Ooh, some clothes. That'll help the colonists stay warm at the very least. Just to be on the safe side, I'm just gonna go ahead and stick this right here.
do you want? I'm not bothering anyone, I swear.
You're acting awfully suspicious for someone who is not bothering anyone.
I'm sorry. Look, they told me to send a message when you were done scanning the cargo. I don't know anything. I don't know why they told me that. All I know is that I see people using the consoles nearby. That's it.
Uh-huh. Don't cause any more trouble.
Unlock failed.
Heavy concentration of electromagnetic and gamma radiation to the southeast of our location. Residential dwellings. Oh boy, here we go. Everyone keep your weapons handy. Let's go check this out. Alright, let's see what we got here. Holy. What the heck? There's enough warheads here to level a small planet. The heck do they need these for? Supplying weapons to the Herosian? Receiving weapons from other colonies scattered about the neutral zone and across the entire sector. Oh, you think? You think, Rella?
We have them trapped in the warehouse.
Excellent. Activate the transport inhibitors to stop them from beaming out.
Very well. Do you have any further orders?
Just stay out of our way while we subdue the prey.
Oh, wonderful. Well, luckily for me, I came prepared for that. Time to test out this new minigun that I got. Works like a dream. see if we can disable that. Oh, wonderful. And here I went, not bringing explosives. Alright, here we go. You were saying? Ow. I gotta say, I don't really enjoy those mines. Hello, Lortrix. We need to talk. Oh, is that so?
You're good. Very good. But do you think this will change anything? I spit on you and the Republic. Traitors to your own people. To die like this.
Alright, Lortrix. Why are you doing this?
You terrorists. You care nothing for the common people. The Tal Shiar. They protect us, make us stronger. You either choose a side, or you die. Surrounded by the dogs of war. Supported by no one. Even in death, I stand by my choice. Leave me to die.
That's the difference between us, Lortrix. Unlike you, I still have hope in our people. Allow me to show you. Get him to sickbay. Understood. 5 to beam up. The incoming fleet will be on us at any moment. Reinforcements will be here shortly. A deactivated turret nearby. Ooh, that could come in handy. Caught between a rock and a hard place, buddies. Acknowledge San Antonio. Thank you for being here.
Gotta say, you Romulans sure know how to throw a party. I haven't felt a rush like that in quite some time. Finish up anything here and warp out. I'll check back with command. And don't take too long or I might take some of the credit for myself.
Understood, Captain. And thank you again. What the?
When you tripped our monitoring program, the Star Empire sent me to investigate. Our intel said you were part of the terrorist cell on Veronot, but your actions here suggest otherwise. I'm here to make you an offer. Renounce your terrorist allies and come with me and fight for the glory of the Romulan Star Empire. I am authorized to grant you amnesty for your past crimes if you agree to serve the Empire again. If you agree, we would like you to remain within Titan's terrorist cell for the time being. He trusts you. The intel you could gather would be very valuable. The Empire rewards its loyal children well, but it also punishes its enemies. Consider your decision carefully.
Join you? I'm sorry. I don't even know you. Much less, why in the heck would I join you? Second, terrorist cell on Veronot? I don't know whether to be impressed by your sense of humor, or whether or not I should shoot you right here and now for that nice little insult.
Charva. You can't trust her. I know her too well for that. We grew up together. I was her friend. But that's all over. It ended the day she joined the Tal Shiar.
Uh-huh. Well, that explains a lot, actually.
Hello again, Tovan. It's been too long since we were together. Yes, it is true that I am a member of the Tal Shiar. We are the last real protectors of the Romulan people. I have been monitoring this colony since before you arrived. Lortrix was a fool. This is what happens when you're not true to your allegiance. He was selling weapons to anyone who wanted to buy, with no thought to their allegiances. Just like Veronot.
How? dare you?
In the end, it cost him everything. Your blood, your heritage, that's who you are, where you belong. Anything else is only temporary. I'm here to remind you and your captain of this truth. Now join us before it's too late.
How dare you? How dare you make this claim against my home? A home that your kind destroyed. How dare you bring blood and heritage into a system where blood and heritage means nothing? As you can probably see with your own very eyes, I am not Romulan. I am human. My blood and heritage are of Terra, are of Earth. And unlike Lortrix, I have zero reason to sell weapons to anyone, much less the Herosian. Nor will I side with you.
You don't understand yet, but you will. The Romulan Republic is a terrorist organization. Datan and his followers are inciting Romulans and Remans to take up arms against the legitimate government of the Romulan Star Empire.
The only thing legitimate about about the Romulan Star Empire is the simple fact that it is a legitimate threat to everyone.
Think about it. The military and the Tal Shiar are the only means of guaranteeing security for those of us who survived the destruction. The military has the ships and the manpower. The Tal Shiar has the information and the intelligence network. This new homeworld Datan wants is an illusion. Why start over in contested space near the Federation and the Klingon Empire? Why would Datan choose a system in such a turbulent and dangerous area, unless he knew he could guarantee they wouldn't risk attacking him? He certainly isn't going to do that with pretty words.
I will admit, I am not as knowledgeable about Datan as some of the other members within the Romulan Republic. But if there is one thing that I have come to learn about Datan, it is that he is not a man of war. He is a man of peace. And considering the fact that both the Federation and the Klingon Empire have formally recognized, as a matter of fact, the Romulan Republic as its own separate entity, I fail to see the logic in your words, much less the truth of them.
Datan may have you fooled, but don't just take my word for it. See for yourself. Why do you think that Chaltok is shipping weapons? And they're not the only colony world involved in those kinds of operations. You think that this sort of business wasn't going on elsewhere? Perhaps even on Veranot, right under your nose. Datan's only showing you what he wants you to see. I can show you the things that the Republic is trying to hide. Believe me, or don't. You don't have to trust me. Just trust the evidence. When you are ready to learn more, I'll be ready to show you.
Alright. Alright, Commander. Let's say, for the sake of argument, that what you're saying is true. I thought the Herosian were working for you. Find it rather interesting that Lortrix was selling weapons to them to hit us. I find that rather convenient, don't you?
It's true. The Tal Shiar has employed Herosian contractors from time to time for certain tasks. But the Herosian are the Empress's allies, not her slaves. They are free to do what they wish.
Typical Tal Shiar propaganda. Well, regardless, this conversation is over. Ship has gone to warp. Chief Medical Officer reports that Lortrix didn't make it. Nebbit. Attacked the medical team because they were the enemy. He was sedated for treatments, but he was too far gone. As a matter of fact, Tovin, I would very much like to speak with you about the Tal Shiar. My ready room, if you please.
There's a lot I have to say about Charva. As you may have guessed, we used to be quite close. There's a lot of history between us, but all that's really important is that we went separate ways. She thought that the Tal Shiar could ensure security for our people, and I didn't. It's just bringing up a lot of old feelings.
Alright, Tovin. What do you know about Charva?
As I mentioned, we have a turbulent past. We grew up together. Once, we thought we might have a future together. Those were in the dark years after the destruction of the homeworld. We survived, but it tore us apart. I just wanted to make a new start. She was convinced that nowhere was safe. She kept talking about working with the military or the Tal Shiar. I argued that the only way we'd be safe was to be able to stand up for ourselves.
A logical reasoning, Tovin. Surprising from you.
There's a lot I have to say about Charva. As you may have guessed, we used to be quite close. There's a lot of history between us, but all that's really important is that we went separate ways. She thought that the Tal Shiar could ensure security for our people, and I didn't. It's just bringing up a lot of old feelings.
I don't doubt that. What do you think of her claims on Veronat and Titan? You already know my opinion on the matter. I'd like to hear yours.
I don't believe Titan is a terrorist. I think he's an idealist who's trying to come to terms with the chaos. Titan would never knowingly sanction violence, especially against innocents. He doesn't even like us fighting the Tal Shiar, although he sees the need. But Titan isn't the only person making decisions in the Republic. Maybe there are some people who see the Republic as their chance to have a little revenge. I don't know.
That I could... Okay, now that makes far more sense than Titan simply waving his hand and saying, "Hey, sell weapons to whoever you want."
I think Charva is wrong about Titan and the Republic. But that doesn't mean it's outside the bounds of possibility that someone has taken things too far, or has a secret program that Titan doesn't know about. If she knows something that we don't, we should try to find out what it is.
Agreed. In the meantime, let's go ahead and take her allegations as seriously as possible. Within the bounds of my own patience, I will admit.
There's a lot I have to say about Charva.
Can we trust her?
As you may have... Well, Charva's not a bad person. At least she wasn't. But she is misguided. She's turned a blind eye to the excesses of the Tal Shiar, and she probably doesn't even know about most of them. The Tal Shiar are masters of propaganda, after all. I think that anything she tells us is going to be something that the Tal Shiar wants us to hear. We should gather our own evidence and draw our own conclusions.
Agreed.
There's a lot I have to say about Charva.
Alright, dismissed.
As you may have guessed.
Dismissed. Yeah.
Your findings are distressing. I'll pass this along to Republic Command. As for Charva, I think the best course of action right now is to wait for her next move. If she's really desperate to make her case, she'll contact you again. If she does, keep me informed. Nadell out.
Understood.
Time is short. Congratulations, Centurion.
I know you weren't involved personally, but Titan was using your colony, among others, as part of his terrorist network. I have seen Tel Shiar documents saying that the Viranat was a prime site for weapons development. If so, that is probably why it was attacked. You're still grieving over the loss of your home, the deaths of your friends. I know what that's like. Now I need you to go back there and find the proof so that you'll know the true nature of the man you're working for. We shall see. Alright, let's go ahead and do some upkeep. Let's keep what we've got right now. Anything else I can stick in here? Alright then. Alright, Varel, you can have the Mark III shields. I'm going to take the new armor. And then Satra can get an upgrade on her armor. There we go. Alright. Let's head on over to Viranat, why don't we? And as we are going there, Centurion's personal log, May 8th, 2409. Commander Charva has leveled allegations against Viranat, the place that I called home for a little over 2 years. I had to admit, I don't know whether I should applaud her boldness, her sense of humor, or simply kill her as soon as the next time I come across her. Either way, these claims need to be investigated thoroughly. If her intel is correct, then everything that Tatan, and by extension Tamer, told me when we first met was a bald-faced lie. And if her intel is wrong, then she is either a blind zealot of the Tel Shiar, which would make her an idiot in my book, or she's a true Tel Shiar agent trying to slander the organization that I believe in. I wonder if Hakiv set her down this path. It would certainly be something I could totally see him doing. In any case, well played if that is indeed the case. I must admit, Hakiv, very well played. Alright. Dang, we are cruising through these a heck of a lot faster than I thought we would. Alright. And now we wait for the loading screen. There it goes.
It looks like we're not the only ones visiting. All this debris has attracted Nausicaan scavengers. Recommend that we clear the area of these pirates while searching for any traces of weapon signatures in the wreckage. I don't want any pirates disturbing the remains of the ships where our friends died. I've marked the most complete wrecks with nav beacons. They're mostly transports and freighters, which will be our best bet to find any weapons caches being stored or moved in the system. If this story Charva's telling isn't a complete Tal Shiar fabrication, that is. Let's prove her wrong.
I am not one who happens to enjoy grave robbing either. Let's go ahead and deal with these idiots. The SS Pejos. It was decommissioned military ship, but even so, no traces of weapons we are looking for in its cargo hold. Alright, that's one area that we have completely dismissed. SS Danhar. Captain traded with most of the colonies in this sector. Captain was a good man. He'd never use that ship for smuggling. Agreed. Too many people died. Died for the Tal Shiar's benefit. That's a battleship. Let's get us under cloak, why don't we? Ooh, a warhead yield chamber. That'll come in handy. The SS Vorus. It was a good ship. Those Nausicaan scum have picked it clean. Can't tell about much. Can't tell about what was in the cargo holds. But I'm not detecting any residual signatures of weapon payloads, and I suggest we keep looking. SS Drone. Carrying supplies, none of which were weapons. Alright then. Last one. SS Kree. Carrying refugees away from the planet. It was destroyed trying to make its escape during the attack. No sign of weapons. Alright then, let's move on.
We didn't find anything unusual on these ships, and I knew we wouldn't. I want to believe her, but she's not the person I knew. She's Tal Shiar. Still, I am picking up some strange energy readings from the surface of the planet. Perhaps we should continue our search there.
Agreed. Kev, you stick to the bridge. Rilla, you come with me. Here we go. Agreed, Satra. Let's get a move on. What the?
You're one of them, aren't you? We've been looking all over this place for evidence of your terrorist plots, and here you are, showing up to dispose of the evidence we're here to find. I'm placing you under arrest. Resist, and I'll have to use force. I hope you resist.
Officer? No. I am very much going to resist. Simply because you happen to insult me. Shall we? Ow. Looking evidence that Defex's lab was being used to create biological agents used in terrorist attacks throughout the sector. No, actually. Ooh, a full auto phaser rifle. Heaven, have fun. Create alloys used in the construction of large water storage tanks. Veronat needed storage because the colony's leaders were worried about a drought, crippling the farms and causing a food shortage. It was a smart idea. Really is too bad that they didn't take any precautions against Tel Shiar attacks. Hold up. I forgot to add stuff. Alright, anything else I need? Oh yeah, I forgot to put the warhead yield chamber in, which does a whole bunch more torpedo weapon damage. Alright. Let's see what this was being used on. Bioscanner was being used by DevEx to scan for impurities and biological contaminants in the water supply. According to the records he left behind, he was close to filtering out 98.997% of contaminants in the water supply. Well, if the Tel Shiar detect us through the water, that would very much come in handy. Really is bad that these guys aren't microbes. Laser spectrometer was being used by DevEx to check the composition of the aquifers in the area. Area was great for growing crops, but the water table had been depleted over time, and there had been several dry seasons over the past decade. With the amount of water being used by the city, it looks like he wanted to make sure the colony wasn't depleting the supply faster than it could be replenished from local sources. Looks like we were all well equipped to survive for the long haul. Too bad that all came straight. That idea was shot straight to hell by Tel Shiar disruptor fire. Alright, let's move on. I never thought I'd say this, but I miss Avrex ranting. Alright, let's see what we got here. Used to pump water to the colony for drinking water and to the farm for irrigation. This one was heavily modified to exceed its default output capacity in order to keep up with Veronat's heavy demands for clean water. Well, clearly, an over-engineered water pump is completely and totally threatening. Yeah, let's keep moving. triage kit module. Last time I was here, Navala was standing here with a disruptor in her hand, blasting Kellids like it was a shooting gallery. Really is too bad that she's no longer with us. That she didn't escape. Alright.
They'll pay for what they have done to our colony. Devex's old helmet. Reminds me of better times.
Yeah. Me too, Tovin. Alright, well. Collection of the Maori's documents in his home. Flipping through these, we can see that he was collecting information about the defenses of other Romulan colonies, and he was in contact with Tatan. There are several messages here from him. He knew Tatan? Interesting. I'm gonna have to get him. I'm gonna have to talk to Tatan about that. Only remaining intact windmill in the colony. Looks like most of the power output from the entire windmill network was being routed to the spacecraft landing area. There's an extensive ship repair facility. Well, there's there's the reason why the Tal Shiar targeted us. Interesting. My apartment used to be in that house. It wasn't much, but it was mine. And now it's gone. Assignment logs, tracking work schedule of every adult in the colony. Nothing looks too out of the ordinary. Manpower allocation aside from agriculture was ship repair. Most of the people with some engineering expertise were spending a decent portion of their time fixing vessels that came here for that exact reason. Wonder what would have happened if more of those ships were here during the attack. Honestly, I bet you anything. The cynic in me. Then. Alright. Analysis, everyone. What's your thoughts on this? Something strange is going on here. All these search teams were looking for the exact same things that we were. I can tell from the reports that we collected that they were trying to rendezvous at a location up ahead. If we go there, we may find other search teams and see if they found any evidence of terrorist actions here. Agreed. Let's go see what the heck is going on here. I have an interesting hunch, though. Hello, Commander. Have you found anything interesting?
So, you're the terrorist. I allied with the Klingon Empire because they promised me the opportunity to find people like you. People willing to hurt innocent civilians and remove you from the Romulan race. You're no better than the Tal Shiar. It's people like me who will restore honor to our people.
I am a great many things, Commander. But somehow I get the feeling Yeah, I was told the same thing. I'm not a terrorist. We're being fed false information.
Of course you are. My teams didn't find the weapons that were here, but this colony has been empty for weeks. You had ample time to hide them, or move them to another location off-world. But there's no evidence that they weren't here. And in the absence of evidence, I go with my instincts. They tell me that people like you hid weapons here, and those weapons got people killed. Innocents, civilians, people who should have been living in peace. This ends now. You won't get a chance to hurt anyone else.
Commander, please don't. Alright, fine. Alright then, Captain. Are we done?
Enough! Enough! I yield! Do with me what you will.
Good. I would very much prefer not killing an ally.
What? Surprising words coming from a terrorist.
I am no more a terrorist than you are. We're both being manipulated. And I have a fair idea of who's doing it.
That makes a surprising amount of sense. A contact that I thought I could trust told me there was evidence of terrorism and weapons manufacturing here. I'm guessing you were told the same thing. Neither of us found anything, except one another. We were sent here to die.
My conclusion as well. Now then, shall we teach these shall we teach the person who tried to set us up to kill each other with a certain surprise?
I agree. Whoever set up this little charade is probably lying in wait to eliminate the survivor of our battle. Won't they be surprised when we join forces? I'll return to my ship immediately. Join me in orbit, and we can finish this.
I'll be right behind you, Commander. One second, Satra. I think I noticed something.
I remember that painting. We should take it with us, as a reminder of home.
I've already tagged it. We'll go ahead and head on up. Deseric. 5 to beam up. Alright then. Loading, 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 loading. RRW Hyperion with another Talis Warbird. Excellent. Thank you, Tovin, for contacting Charva so that we can get an explanation for this. I'm looking forward to it.
Enemy ship on sensors.
On screen.
How disappointing to see you alive. I am Commander Talum of the IRW Ishe, and you seem to have a talent for sniffing out Tal Shiar. I thought sending another Romulan Republic terrorist to take you out would take care of 2 problems at once. I was mistaken. Perhaps this is for the best. Now I can take both your bodies back to Colonel Hakiv. I'm sure he will reward me for finally eliminating you.
You are welcome to try, Commander.
I don't enjoy being played for a fool. I'm here to back you up. Let's show this Tal Shar scum what real Romulans are made of.
Appreciate the assistance, Commander Marcus. Let's tear these people apart. That takes care of their command ship. Now to mop up everybody else.
By your martial prowess. You would have made an excellent warrior. I wish you had chosen to work with the Klingon Defense Force instead of Starfleet. Regardless, I am glad we can both serve the greater good of the Romulan Republic.
Thank you, Commander. I look forward to working with you again, assuming it ever happens. Good luck out there. You're gonna need it.
I picked up a transmission from an attack group in this direction. It sounded like you must have uncovered something significant enough to warrant an armed response. What did you find?
No weapons, no proof. Old memories and lies are all that we found. To absolutely no one's surprise, funnily enough.
That can't be.
Oh, I assure you, it is. In fact, we were ambushed.
Are you suggesting I had something to do with it? Why would I? I have nothing to gain. I want you to join us. All of our intelligence reports said there would be weapons, or at least residual traces of weapon stores here. I swear it. Someone must have gotten to it before you and moved it. Covered it up somehow. Did you tell anyone you were coming here?
No one.
I know my information didn't turn out like we expected this time, but is Tovan still looking for his sister? I might be able to locate Rinna. If the Tal Shiar has any information on her whereabouts, I'll pass it on to you. That should show you I can be trusted. I just need to make my report before anyone gets suspicious. After that, I'll be in touch.
So be it, Charva. Context.
Excellent work. I'm not surprised that you did not find any weapons on Viranot. While the Romulan Republic has contacts with most of the colony worlds, we're not using them to fight a war. We're encouraging them to see the truth and join our cause. Nonetheless, you must continue to humor Charva to have any chance of winning her to our side. I doubt this will be the last you hear from her. Keep me apprised of developments.
Understood, Sub-Commander. We will continue to hold and wait for Charva's next communique.
Time is short.
Congratulations, Centurion.
Greetings. Given what you've discovered at Chaltok and Viranot, we need to widen our investigation. Republic ships have gone missing, and we can't afford these sort of losses. We need you to look into this problem. Head to the Beta Quadrant. One of our ships went missing near the Mempa system, and we want you to find out what happened.
Go ahead and increase. Let's go ahead and do crit severity, actually. The Mempa system? Interesting. Charva gave us some new leads regarding Tovan's sister, Rinna.
While I appreciate the personal nature of your attempt to find Rinna Kev, you need to focus on the big picture. Our fledgling republic needs to establish its legitimacy as a political body, fend off attacks and intrigue by the Tal Shiar and other external threats, and stabilize its claims on New Romulus. Right now, we need you to pursue this investigation. Our fleet is not particularly large, and we cannot afford to have any ships go missing. We need you to find out what's happening to them. Don't worry, this isn't the old Empire where one person's welfare is put by the wayside for the good of the state. We'll keep looking for information about Rinna. The best thing you can do is help the Republic to survive, so we can devote more resources to missions of a more personal nature.
Understood, Sub-Commander. That said... never mind. Understood, Sub-Commander. Deseric out.
Time is short. What do you need of me?
Helm, set course for the Mempa system. Centurion's personal log, May 12th, 2409. Charva has decided to give us the location of Tovin's sister, Rinna Kev, in an attempt to prove that she is just trying to convince us of the truth of things. For obvious reasons, Tovin is very keen to take Charva's intel up. Personally, I find it interesting that she even has access to this kind of information. In any case, we have been ordered to the Mempa system. If Charva's information pans out, that'll be bonus points for us. And if it doesn't, well, one more lie atop the mountain that Tatal Shiar has told. Hey. Ah. Interesting. Alright, here we go.
We've arrived at the source of the distress signal. Scanning the area now.
Any of our ships in the area? Cardassian vessel, dead ahead. It's surrounded by a field of subspace distortion, and I'm reading a spike in the ship's Tetrion emissions. Life signs. Inconclusive. Hypothesis on the cause of the distortion?
The ship is badly damaged, but there's no clear relationship between the distortion and the ship. I ran a comparison to the anomalies we scanned previously in the Khitomer system. While they appear similar at first look, the spike in Tetrions is different from what we've seen before.
Alright, get us in closer. We need to get deeper into this.
Sir, there's no sign of a Republic vessel in the area. Whatever happened here is unfortunate, but I recommend we continue our search elsewhere. It may look suspicious if we linger.
I understand that, Tovin. We'll be cautious. Helm, take us in. Keldon class. Appears to have sustained damage, but not enough to disable primary functions or life support. One hull breach, but emergency force field is in place. Ship appears to be deserted, but even at this range, I can't be certain. Significant interference from the localized radiation. Can we access their computer remotely?
Cardassians use a recursive encryption algorithm to protect their data from unauthorized access. We'd have to be on their bridge to tap into their systems.
Well, in that case, that's what we're going to do. Kev, you're with me.
We have no idea what happened to this ship. We could be putting ourselves at risk for the sake of curiosity. I recommend we leave and continue our search elsewhere.
Given the significant... That right there is a Keldon-class ship. Keldon-class ships are infamously hardy. I would like to know why in the hell is a Keldon-class ship with minimal damage and one, keyword here, one hull breach, and all of a sudden there's nothing here? There's no life signs aboard the ship? I'd call that pretty darn I'd call that relatively important, wouldn't you? Besides, Republic ships may very well have suffered the same fate. We need to investigate the situation.
It's your call, but if you're going over to that ship, then I'm coming with you.
Good. Good. Let's get over to Transporter Room 1.
Interesting. No visible damage. Why would they abandon the ship? The bridge appears operational, but where's the crew?
We need to know what happened here. Check for life signs and check the security logs.
No other life signs detected. We're alone.
They couldn't have vanished without a trace.
Here's something odd. There are no corpses on this ship.
I'm sorry, what? Hang on a second, I've got a log here saying that we're attacked.
We've seen of the Alachi. Several security logs were accessed recently. I think you're going to want to see this.
Pull it up. Let me see.
This security recording is from 3 days ago.
What the hell? Did that look like a subspace rift to you?
Explains why there aren't any corpses.
Any other recordings?
One more. Pulling it up now.
Were they able to identify their attackers?
Wait. That noise. Several ships are on approach and requesting status. Sir, they're Cardassian.
Desaric, transport us back to the bridge immediately. Alright, let's hear him out. Put him on the view screen.
I'm afraid you have a painful lesson to learn.
Considering your situation, I suggest you view this offer as a generous opportunity to save your crew. Save my crew? Really? Yeah, no.
That is unfortunate. Your ship would be worth far more undamaged. This is your last chance. Feel free to use the escape pods if necessary.
No wonder the Dominion abandoned you, if you're this stupid.
2 more waves are approaching the system. Recommend a defensive posture with power to shields.
Agreed. Put us under cloak as well. There we go. A Galler class. Ow. A bunch of Hidekis.
Your ship will be a trophy for the true way.
Ooh, they did not like that one. Cardassian battleship sent a message to a location in Eta Eridani sector. Point unable to pinpoint exact destination. Continue to monitor the frequency and listen for further transmissions. Excellent. Let me know if you hear anything.
The Cardassians were unaware of what had happened to their missing vessel. It appears the Alachi attacked them while they were hunting for our ships. Bad luck. We should destroy the derelict. Let the True Way think that the Republic defeated all of their patrols.
Agreed. Scuttle it.
Based on what you've learned, it seems that your next lead is in the Beta Quadrant. Head to the Donatu system and see if you can learn more about where our ships are going and who's taking them.
According to new intel, Sela has started paying privateers to capture or destroy Romulan Republic ships. That would explain why these Cardassians are operating outside their normal territory. I suggest we track these True Way ships back to their base. If we're lucky, they'll lead us right to the missing Republic ships.
Agreed. Bring us under cloak and follow them. Magnetic field surrounding a large concentration of asteroids. Run a sweep for Republic transponders, but either the Cardassians removed it or there's too much interference for sensors to get a lock. Satra, what do we know of this system? Class J planetoid, locked in orbit along with several hundred large asteroids. Iron core relatively close to the star. Significant magnetosphere trapping stellar wind plasma. The resulting magnetic flux and numerous asteroids will... Understood. Tactical. Hide the privateer options. Our sensors were able to pick up nearby satellite and station located in the asteroid belt. Excellent. Bring us under cloak and approach the satellite.
Recommend we stay cloaked as we approach the station, sir.
Magnetic interference, mind the asteroid field ahead with defensive turrets. This satellite appears to be a targeting array and fire controller. We may be able to gain access to the satellite's programming, but there's a chance we'll do so will alert the Cardassians. Okay. We may be able to insert a malicious command that will disable or neutralize many of the turrets. I got a better idea. Reprogram their target recognition. New programming routine has been successfully uploaded. Not all of the turrets in the area were susceptible, but we've softened the defenses between our ship and this Cardassian station.
If we avoid the magnetic flux energy, we should be able to remain cloaked as we approach the station.
Oh look, there's another phaser beam turret. That's on our side. Interesting. Only guarded by a triplet of Hidekis. Agreed.
Your brazen attack on this station is further proof that the Romulan Republic is nothing more than a terrorist cabal. We've contacted the legitimate Romulan government and alerted them to your presence. Any further acts of terror against this station or any Cardassian citizen will be met with deadly force.
Release the Republic ship and her crew, now.
Your ignorance of Cardassian history is insulting. We do not listen to demands. We give them.
So be it, Commander. Give me a location of the Romulan crew. Detention area, stations outer ring. Shielded to prevent transport. Alright, can we get them to their ship? Several fusion reactors located at the base of the central core. If we configure our deflector to emit high enough amplitude. Do it.
I assume we can thank you for our escape. Before you transported us, I overheard a guard saying that more True-Way ships were approaching. We need time to restore emergency power. Please provide cover until we are able to go to warp.
Understood, we'll cover you. Get to the flotilla as soon as you can. Alright, time to get back under cloak. Excellent. Public Warbird, warp to safety. Agreed. Get us out of here, Helm. Well, I already have 2 science officers.
Excellent. I hope that your new starship has performed to your satisfaction. Now that we know about Sila's attempts to capture our ships, we'll order our commanders to exercise additional caution in territory near True-Way space, or with other groups that might try their hand at privateering. I have received some new intelligence from our allies that may be of use to us. Expect to hear from me shortly.
Split beam rifle, white beam pistol. What do I need most? My ship is already doing fine. It's my weapons that need an update. It's my personal weapons that need updates. What are you using? A shotgun? Alright, let's give you a split beam rifle.
Time is short. Congratulations.
Smash and grab. Oh, I missed that. The last one. Whoops. Satra, have a split beam rifle. Kinkuthunza. Ah. Okay, now we go looking for the sister.
We've located the transports that are carrying the prisoners. And Charva's isn't exactly accurate. She told us they were going to be Tal Shiar ships, but they're Cardassian. Do you think they could be disguised?
I doubt that.
And lightly guarded? They have combat-ready escorts. We'll need to defeat the escorts and disable the transport vessels. Then we can board and start looking for my sister. I still think she could be on board, even though the escorts are Cardassian ships instead of Tal Shiar.
I hope you're right, Tovin, for Charva's sake. Let's go with lunge. Go ahead and bring us under cloak. Why I like torpedo spread. Thankfully, they missed. Otherwise, that would have been bad. There we go. Ow.
That's the last of them. An away team is waiting in the transporter room. We can board the first transport as soon as you're ready.
Understood. Kev, you're with me. Rella, you have the bridge. Actually, Satra, you have the bridge. There we go. Okay, they didn't actually talk. Whoops. Agreed.
There are faint life signs up ahead. One of them could be Rena. Let's check our fire.
Small arms and explosives in here. Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think she is either, Tovan. Body armor and personal shield units. Alright then. Well then, time to access the computer core. let's see what we got here. Document appears to be... Describes Tal Shiar troop movements in the sector. Ooh, that'll come in handy.
Perhaps the Tal Shiar knew the Cardassians took this convoy and sent us here to fight them. No matter who survived, us or the True Way, either way, the Tal Shiar wins.
Considering that's how the Tal Shiar operate, I would bet that would be a very good guess.
The Tal Shiar led us into a trap. Again. I'm tired of being lied to. Being tricked. The self-destruct on this ship is still active. Let's set it before we beam over to the next one and look for Rena there. All we should leave behind is a cloud of debris. And then the Tal Shiar and the True Way will know the cost of crossing the Romulan Republic.
Agreed. Alright, let's see what we got here. Aha, there we go. Alright, let's head on over. Aha, here we go. Your ship is to be part of a convoy being sent to the Pi Canis sector block. Your orders are to ambush any Romulan ships that you can overwhelm easily and acquire their cloaking technology.
There isn't any data on prisoners here. It's just cargo and soldiers. I don't understand why Charva would send us here. Was she trying to get us killed?
I don't know, but we'll find her. We just need to figure out what's going on here. In the meantime... Oy vey. Of course it was disabled. Just had to make things difficult, didn't you? Ow.
I can't believe Charva would lie about Rena being on one of these ships. We used to be so close. Here we go. Hi there. Holy. Energy buildup ahead of us in what appears to be another cargo hold. Agreed.
than likely, Tovin. That is more than likely. Alright, let's get out of here. Yep, get us out of here. Here we go.
4 escort ships inbound on an attack vector.
Alright, target the Hideki first, so that we can just wipe out the cannon fodder out first.
I provided the convoys.
Alright, Commander. Let's hear your excuse this time.
I provided the convoy's coordinates as a gesture of good faith. I remember how close Tovan was to his sister. Rinna was my friend too. Although she's committed crimes against the Romulan Star Empire, I'm willing to give her and you another chance.
Wow.
How could you lie to us again? Lead us into another trap. And you use Rinna to do it. That's low, even for the Tal Shiar. She wasn't on those transports. It was all a setup, a deception intended to get us killed, and I'm not falling for it again. Give me a reason,
any reason to believe the woman I cared about is still in you, that you can still be saved.
I'm with Tovin on this one. Give me an excuse.
The Tal Shiar moves prisoners all the time. Sometimes it's for security reasons, or because Colonel Hakib wants to handle an interrogation personally. Maybe Rinna has already been sent someplace else. I'll check my contacts and see what I can find. I'm trying to help. You can't deny that. Maybe now you'll see that all Tal Shiar aren't the monsters that Datan and his group make us out to be.
I don't have to be told how much of a monster the Tal Shiar is. I really don't. Your actions speak for themselves. Agreed. Take us out of the system.
We put word out that Tovan's sister is still missing. I'll let you know if we hear anything. Keep talking to Charva. It's clear now she's playing some sort of game. But we can get ahead of this if you and Tovan keep her distracted. Anything that will give us an upper hand with the Tal Shiar will help our cause.
I don't like this. I really don't. And I'll be honest, I am getting real tired of the whole run around doing what the Tal Shiar want thing. But so be it.
Time is congratulations.
Alright, give me 1 second while I use the restroom.
If you want proof, then I'm transmitting several classified Tal Shiar files to your ship now. Read through.
Okay, sorry about that. Let's...
If you want proof, then I'll provide it. I'm transmitting several classified Tal Shiar files to your ship now. Read through them, analyze them yourself, and then you'll see the truth. Deton and his kind are terrorists and a threat to the survival of the Romulan people. After that, I hope you'll reconsider your options. The Tal Shiar are trying to help the Romulan people, and you should be fighting for us. We've been fighting for you all this time.
We shall see, Commander. Tovin, you have the bridge. I'll be in my ready room. Emotes. Oops. There we go. I could just pull this over, find the one that I need. Centurion's personal log. May 16th, 2409. Alright, I've had enough of this. Charva has given files that she claims to be the source of her intel. And with a single glance I can tell that these are false reports. However, I have been advised by my senior staff to at least go through them with a fine-tooth comb. I'm going to enjoy the look on Charva's face when I get through them all. And it might even be a good idea to get a set of unbiased eyes on these while I'm at it. Three files uploaded. Alright, let's start with the Chaltuk intelligence file. Deton has a personal relationship with Lord Trix, the leader of the colony and the Chaltuk system. They work together on a Riemann mining colony. The weapons present at the colony were the property of a terrorist militia helping Deton and his followers break away from the legitimate government of the Romulan Star Empire. These weapons are being stored by Lord Trix at Deton's personal request. On stardate 86105.6 and 86118.5, Deton contacted Klingon intelligence. These communications dealt with targeting Romulan Star Empire and Federation colonies for terrorist acts. Computer. Cross-reference this with our own files in the Starship's library. Interesting. Name Lord Trix, Deton, issued by Riemann Mining Corporation. Corporative. Mediators. Hello. Interesting. Replace work together and with negotiated a settlement. For terrorist acts. Let's check that discrepancy. Romulan Republic, Klingon Empire, Starfleet ship parts, weaponry. Council sold panels. Okay. Water, agriculture, and medicine. Medical reports. Pretty sure it's the agricultural aid. Yep. Alright. Let's go with King Kuthunza. Tal Shiar stopped a raid against one of its facilities in the Phoeban system. Prisoners captured will be transferred to the King Kuthunza system penal colony. Several members of the raiding party remained unidentified or dead in a state where identification is possible. However, one of the prisoners captured in the raid has been identified as Rena Kev, a known member of Titan's terrorist organization. Prisoners captured during the raid against the Tal Shiar facility in the Phoeban system have been interrogated. Preliminary results in questioning have yielded credible information, connecting them with a plot to assassinate the Empress. That's an interesting leap. I mean, don't get me wrong, we don't particularly care for the Empress, but I don't really know of any computer cross-reference. Installation 18. Alright, well, we already know that Rena Kev isn't a thing. Alright, let's go with Starfleet activity. Returns to duty on the Belfast. Eridani destroyed in battle with Klingon forces. Admiral Taken retires from Starfleet. That's an interesting one. Noble missing in action. Search forces organized. Let's check active bounties. Obasek, sedition, considered extremely new. Kara Mex, wanted for smuggling. Titan, sedition, banned materials, rebellion against the state. Threat level low, but has considerable resources and alliances. Sub-Commander Nadell, wanted for sedition, rebellion against the state, considered dangerous. Yeah, that sounds about right. Let's compare the census data from Viranot to know flotilla inhabitants. Reason for discrepancy. Viranot colonists not present on the flotilla. Stationed aboard the Deseric, Tovan Kev. Aboard the Deseric, Avran. Reason for discrepancy unknown. Leah Kiral moved to Chaltok. Is Avran in here? are in line with the assertion that Commander Avren was captured by the Tal Shiar. Okay, that's fair. Start a revolution. Phoeban system. Anti-Tal Shiar propaganda. Summary demands war crimes trial for Tal Shiar leadership. Romulan Stellar Empire New War. Romulan colony worlds should join Federation as independent states. Yeah, I can see it. Abductions. Alien abductions from Romulan planets. The Communist Manifesto. Ancient Earthwork suggesting adoption of a social order based on commune ownership that is classless and stateless. Yeah, that worked so well for the people who actually adopted it. Military activities. Sold weapons. Shaltuk sold a whole bunch of weapons. Tadaka 4 disbanded police force for brutality. Interesting. Bring Lloyd instituted anti-weapon laws. Contracted third party for protection. Experience a need for a team job. Cold weather tolerance is a must. Agent willing to pay. Agent willing to pay well for information on a Federation quarantine world known as Gateway. Operative with infiltration and piloting skills needed for long-term assignment in Cardassian space must be willing to go cosmetic and DNA alteration. That's fair. Looking for crew with skills in counter surveillance, cargo transport, and heavy lifting. Pay is equal share of all loot acquired. Okay. Wait a second. Was it Avren trying to infiltrate the... Oh, okay, never mind. Steal supplies. Interesting. Alright, let's get this over with. Virinaut. Detan smuggled a large number of crates into Virinaut by routing them through unmonitored systems. The crates were determined to be carrying weapons meant to be used by the inhabitants of Virinaut. Detan's terrorist organization, Romulan Republic, assisted with the construction of the Virinaut colony. During construction, this... Assistant Tima. Delivery of goods purchased from Quark Enterprises. Okay. Fortune's Fool. Delivery of medical supplies and building supplies. Sensors detected increase in warp drive efficiency than when the vessel left Virinaut. Oh wait, that's right. They were built... It was a ship part thing. Which means biological weapon manufacturing can't be a thing. Let's check the water supply. Alright, everything seems up to date. New water filtration unit is working perfectly. Still have reservations. Tal Shiar site. Ship sighted in the system. Pretty sure this was done for water reclamation. Interesting. So I've got two different stories here. Tovin, please explain this to me.
Captain, we're getting two different stories here. One from Charva, and one from these documents. Analysis of the files shows that either Charva is trying deliberately to mislead us, or that she's being misled herself. Since she seems to firmly believe what she's telling us, I'm not completely comfortable disregarding her information out of hand. I recommend that we speak to Commander Tal Mera on Drozana Station. She has contacts in the intelligence community that we don't. She should be able to either confirm or deny our findings.
Agreed. Set course for Drozana. We are off to Drozana Station.
Welcome to Drozana. You're cleared for docking. We have everything you need for shore leave. And a few things that you didn't even know you wanted. Shopping, drinking, dining, entertainment. You'll find it all here. And don't forget the 77th rule of acquisition. If you break it, I'll charge you for it.
Understood, Drozana. We're docking now. While I'm here, let's go ahead and get this fixed while I'm thinking about it. Do. So yeah, it should be the left wrist. There we go. All done. Forgot to modify my gloves. I should have some Romulan Republic ones. Alright, there we go. then. There we go. Commander Telmera?
Was there something you needed?
As a matter of fact, yes. I have some Tal Shiar files I managed to get my hands on. I'd like your opinion on them.
Tal Shiar files? I'm sure there's a good story behind how you came into possession of these. Let's see what you have.
What do you think?
What sort of information do you need? Personally, I'd regard anything given to you by a Tal Shiar operative with suspicion. They are masters of misinformation and misdirection.
So I've come across. That said, I just need some fact-checking on these documents. Someone with a unbiased opinion, if you know what I mean. After all, some of the information doesn't seem to line up with these.
We can do that. Show me what you have and what parts of them are troubling you.
Alright, here's some intelligence that I got off of Chaltalk.
I've seen some interesting works of fiction, but nothing that compares to this. Deton and Lortrix working together? On a Riemann mining colony? I don't think so. Can you see Deton in a dilithium mine? And Lortrix was storing weapons for Deton? Why? There have to be better places we can stash supplies than in an enemy colony. And this section about Deton working with Klingons to target colonies for terrorist attacks is ridiculous. Neither Deton or the Empire would do such a thing. The Klingons may be warlike, but they won't engage a civilian target without a reason. I'm detecting that sections of the file have been altered. That's probably why it reads like a bad spy story.
Yeah, it didn't make sense. It didn't make much sense to me either.
According to my records, Deton was in contact with the Klingon Empire, but he was talking to them about which colonies needed agricultural aid. And there were weapons on Chaltalk, as you well know. But not only were they making weapons for the Hirogen, they were targeting Romulan militia targets, including the flotilla. Now, I didn't realize that Lortrix and Deton knew each other, but apparently they do. They interacted once during negotiations during a workers' strike at a Riemann mining facility. It's funny how people from such different worlds and outlooks can interact.
Think you can get some context from the cross-referencing?
Deton was talking to the Klingon Empire about colonies near our borders, but it wasn't to target them for attack. It was to discern which ones had the greatest need for agricultural assistance. A lot of the newer colonies are having a rough time trying to establish themselves. Deton believes that the more prosperous colonies have a responsibility to help support others. That's why he was talking to the Empire. He was asking if they would be willing to assist as well. Unfortunately, once the rumor of terrorist attacks entered the mix, the High Council broke off aid talks.
Ugh.
And I'm not surprised that Lortrix was aiming weapons at our targets, although I don't think he was doing so at the request of the Hirogen. The Tal Shiar has a way of getting into everything, and we know that they were monitoring that colony. The Tal Shiar operative could have manipulated Lortrix into aiming some of the weapons at Romulan Republic targets. If they were fired, then we'd lose big, and a neutral colony would be blamed for the attack. Also, I think it was a coincidence that Deton and Lortrix were acquainted. Lortrix once worked for the Riemann Mining Cooperative, but he wasn't exactly a model employee. In fact, he was one of the leaders of a strike that turned violent. The Riemanns brought in a group of negotiators to help end the crisis. Deton was one of the people they invited. He helped negotiate a settlement, and Lortrix was one of the representatives of the workers during those negotiations. I doubt they've ever spoken to one another again once the strike ended.
What do you make of all these changes, out of curiosity? I have my own opinion, obviously, but I'd rather hear yours.
I think The Tal Shiar are conducting quite an effective smear campaign against Deton and our movement. It's our responsibility to see through their deceptions.
Mind if I show you another one?
We can do that. Show me what you have and what parts of them are troubling you.
I have a... Here's a intelligence file on King Kuthanza.
Huh. I didn't realize that the Tal Shiar had transferred prisoners to the King Kuthanza system penal colony. Probably because there isn't a penal colony in the King Kuthanza system. That's not the only discrepancy I'm detecting in this file. There's distinct signs of tampering. We need to figure out what they altered, and why.
Yeah, I noticed these as well.
Here's what I know. Most Tal Shiar prisoners fall off the grid completely. We don't know where they are taken, or what's being done to them, and that troubles Deton a great deal. We have, however, heard of a Tal Shiar facility called Installation 18 that appears to be a holding facility. Some prisoners would likely be taken there. As far as I know, your friend's sister has never been in the Theban system, much less been captured there. We did lose a militia ship there a few weeks ago, and one of my agents, Sub-Commander Avron, is still in Tal Shiar custody. Avron was trying to steal supplies from a Tal Shiar convoy when he was captured. It was risky, but they had critical supplies we couldn't get any other way.
I'd like some context if you don't mind.
We don't know what the Tal Shiar is doing with their prisoners, but a lot more people are missing than we can account for. We have, however, found several references to a place called Installation 18. We're still tracking down where this facility is and what they're doing there, but we know that prisoners are taken there for an unknown purpose. Rina Kev hasn't shown up on any of our lists of the missing, but I have found references to someone with that name being a crew member on a cargo transport. As far as I know, the ship she was working on has never been to the Theban system. But if your friend can't find her, I'd be concerned. The Tal Shiar has a nasty habit of making people disappear. We did lose a ship in the Theban system recently, a small scout vessel. Its commander was one of my agents, and we have confirmed that Sub-Commander Avron is being held in Tal Shiar custody. Sub-Commander Avron was there doing reconnaissance for me. Tal Shiar convoys pass through that region of space, and there was one convoy that had vital supplies we need. The plan was a long shot at best, but Avron knew the risks when he took the assignment. Now that Avron is in custody and the convoy has made it safely to its destination, all we can do is try to figure out how to soldier on without the components that were in those ships.
Hey. What's your analysis on this?
Did Deton know about the plan to attack a Tal Shiar convoy? Yes. Does that make us criminals and terrorists? That's something you're going to have to decide for yourself.
I call the Republic a great many things, but I could never even begin to call us terrorists.
We can do that. Show me what you have and what parts of them are troubling you.
This is the one that I'm dreading. Here's a file on Veranon that I'd like your opinion on.
I'm detecting several abnormalities in this file. It looks like portions of it have been altered. We should corroborate these reports in order to determine which facts are actually true and which are Tal Shiar fabrications.
I don't know what to believe. And I lived at Veranon, as you very well know.
Here's what we know and can confirm from our files. Deton did smuggle crates to Veranon before the attack on your colony, but they were carrying ship parts, not weapons. And he did more to help the colony without drawing excess attention. It was our group that helped your people get the water reclamation equipment they needed to support a healthy population. And yes, we spent a great deal of time and money gathering information about both the Federation and the Klingon Empire. But we're not planning an attack. Why would we? Instead, we're gathering all the intel we can about the political climates of both factions.
Context, please.
Deton has been working with colony leaders for years, including the Maori and others at Virinon. However, since the Empress and the Tal Shiar often retaliate against people who are friendly to our movement, in the past, we've tried to keep those contacts as quiet as possible. Your colony had some talented engineers who were willing to help flotilla ships. Deton provided crates full of ship parts, smuggled from other friendly settlements. Your engineers repaired Allied ships who needed help. But Deton is a man of peace. I can't ever see him wanting to smuggle weapons, especially not to a civilian site. Of course, because the people at Virinon risked their safety to help our ships, Deton helped them in return. One of the ways the Tal Shiar keeps control over colony worlds is by denying or diverting needed supplies. Before the attack, Virinot's population had outgrown its water treatment capabilities. They tried to acquire another water filtration unit, but were blocked by lost shipments, denied paperwork, and other bureaucratic hassles. It could have meant disease and deprivation for your people. So the Maori reached out to Deton. He provided the water reclamation equipment Virinot needed, and even helped the colonists conceal it so it couldn't be damaged in a convenient accident. And yes, we do spend a great deal of time and effort gathering intel on both Starfleet and Klingon Empire, but we're not studying their defenses. We're learning about their political climates. Our relationships with the Klingons and Starfleet are still very fragile. They're being strengthened by people like you. But a shift in attitudes on the High Council or the Federation Council could mean disaster for us. The more we know about what's happening, the better we can react to it.
What's your opinion on this?
I'm not saying that Deton is a complete innocent. None of us are. The political information could be used to sway decisions in our favor. The ship part and water reclamation equipment were smuggled illegally. But you have to look at the intent behind Deton's actions. He's trying to help people, not tear them down. We can do that.
What do you make of all this?
We're fighting for our independence and the future of the Romulan race. We're short on supplies and allies, and beset by enemies that see nothing wrong with murder, torture, and kidnapping. And they call us the terrorists. We've had to make some difficult decisions. Some of them have led us down roads that none of us wanted to take. But nothing we've done is anything as terrible as what the Tal Shiar is accusing Deton of doing. There are no innocents in a war, and that includes Deton. At least his motivations are clear. And I can't see what the Tal Shiar has to gain by framing him for these crimes.
Thank you for your help, Commander.
Captain, Charva's convinced that these files are genuine. She wouldn't be pushing us this hard otherwise. We need to sit down and show her the discrepancies we've discovered, preferably in front of a Tal Shiar computer, so we can open her eyes to the truth.
Agreed. Any ideas?
If we contact her and say we're ready to join the Tal Shiar, but we need to discuss these files first, maybe she'll take us somewhere where we can prove to her that she's been lied to. There's a subspace communications hub in the lounge on Drozana Station's observation level that we can use to contact Charva.
Excellent. I'll get into contact with her.
I wasn't expecting to hear from you so soon. Are you ready to join the Tal Shiar?
I am ready to join you and the Tal Shiar.
I take it that everything I provided checked out to your satisfaction?
For the most part, yes. You've provided some very convincing data over. That said, I do want some assurance that it's genuine.
That's a fair request. The Tal Shiar maintains a clandestine network of satellites throughout the quadrant. There's a listening post that's part of this network in the Aja system. It's near your current position and off the trade routes, so we should be able to meet privately. It's also connected to the rest of the Tal Shiar network, so we can go over the data in detail. I'm glad you've seen the light. You're joining the right side.
For all our sakes, I hope you're right, Charva. I'll see you there. Alright, give me 1 second. Okay. Sorry about that. I needed to take a look at something.
Dogwood Lita is a licensed product of Borg Enterprises.
Was there something you needed?
What do you know of the Aja system?
It's remote and has little strategic value. If you're planning some shore leave after this is over, I'd suggest you go to Ryza instead.
No. Actually, I'm about to meet up with a Tal Shiar contact by the name of Commander Charva.
I can tell you, you're probably flying into a trap. The Tal Shiar invests a great deal of time and effort to spin a web of lies. They don't look favorably on people who try to expose them for what they are. If you're going to go, at least take some backup.
Oh, I very much intend to. Hence the reason why I'm talking to you. I'd like you to contact Starfleet and organize some backup for me.
That won't be too difficult. You've made a lot of friends. Send out a subspace burst if you need some assistance in the Aza system. They'll be waiting for your signal.
If you happen to run into any roadblocks, Captain Harvson. He's proven himself to be a worthwhile ally, and I'm sure he'd be more than happy to handle any parties that happen to show up. His words, not mine. Helm, take us in. As soon as the loading screen gets done. One second, everybody. Ay vey. Sisters. Sorry, my sister.
Captain, we're detecting another ship in the system. It's Charva's ship, the IRW Aethra. They're signaling to us that Charva has already beamed over to the listening post, and that you and I should join her. But they say only us. We can't take a full away team.
That's fair. I could see why that would be the case. Get us into transporter range. Come on. Ay vey. Oh, loading screen, oh, loading screen. Please let me into the game. Thank you.
I hope we're able to make Charva see reason. She doesn't seem willing to accept that Tal Shiar is at the root of many of the problems of the Romulan people. It's not going to be easy to convince her.
No, it won't. But I'm sure we will be finding a way here in a second. Greetings, Commander. Pleasure to see you in person for once.
I am so glad to hear that you are considering my offer of joining the Tal Shiar. They offer safety and stability to all Romulans. You will not regret your decision.
Tovin and I would love to work more closely with you. But first, I have some concerns of this data.
I cannot blame you for wanting to do your due diligence. Seeing as you are about to join our ranks, I do not think the Tal Shiar would mind if we took a look at some of the intelligence files used to generate the reports I gave you. Just do not tell any of my superiors that we did this. You do not have clearance yet.
Of course. As far as I'm concerned, this meeting never happened. Something the matter? You look disturbed.
This cannot be right.
What's up?
It appears as if some of the information that was included in the report I gave you does not line up with what is here. Several of the facts have been changed either here or in the report, and the results skew any conclusions that could be drawn.
Let's check another file. It could just be this one.
But I thought...
What's wrong?
These recordings don't line up with the report either. What's going on here? Who could have tampered with this evidence?
2 is coincidence. Let's check the third one.
Has this file been tampered with?
What do you mean?
This is the same story as the others. This evidence doesn't match the report I shared with you. You knew about this, didn't you? That's why you had me look at these files. Did you alter this data to make me look bad? Are you trying to sabotage my career with the Tal Shiar?
You think I have a back door into the Tal Shiar's files? Do you think I'm that impressive? I'm touched. No, I wasn't. Centurion.
We were sent here by Commander Morris to take you into custody. You are accused of undermining the Romulan Empire and crimes unbefitting of a Romulan. Tovan Kev, you are accused of aiding a known fugitive and conspiring against the Tal Shiar. Charva, you are relieved of command of your ship.
Whoops.
We were sent here by Commander Morris to take you into custody. You are accused of undermining the Romulan Empire and crimes unbefitting of a Romulan. Tovan Kev, you are accused of aiding a known fugitive and conspiring against the Tal Shiar. Charva, you are relieved of command of your ship, pending the outcome of a court-martial. If you're lucky, that's all that will happen to you for betraying the Tal Shiar.
Yeah, no, I'm not going anywhere with you, and neither is she. You two okay? Ooh, a disruptor.
We need to get out of here and return to our ship before the Tal Shiar send any more troops down here. Charva, you should come with us. You won't be safe with the Tal Shiar.
Deseric, 3 to beam up. Loading.
I've been informed by my Tal Shiar superiors that you and Charva are now to be considered enemies of the state. My orders are to apprehend you, alive if possible, but dead will work almost as well. Surrender, and I will be merciful to your crew. Resist, and let their deaths be on your head.
It's adorable that you think that their one ship is going to take me down. Especially considering that I have taken down Mogai-class warbirds with far less than this ship. Oh.
If you insist, how about a fleet of Tal Shiar warships? Will that convince you to surrender? Think of your crew. Spare them the pain and suffering this meaningless gesture will cause.
Commander, did you honestly think I would be stupid enough to show up here by myself? Send out the subspace burst. This is Centurion Gray of the Deseric. Fire at will. Ow. 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 Ow, that hurts. saying that the Zerk is gonna need some time at a dry dock.
Captain, Sub-Commander Nadell is commanding the RRW Daehu. She has requested we transport Charva aboard so she can be taken to the proper authorities.
Understood. Get us within transporter range.
Welcome aboard. Is this the Tal Shiar prisoner?
Yes, this is Charva. I assume you want her confined to the brig?
Please. I'll leave you to it.
I'm sorry it's come to this, Charva. I hope you can see that the Tal Shiar isn't
No,
what you thought they
they're
were.
doing what they can for our people. I was the one who failed to live up to their expectations. And you were the one who steered me wrong. Just like Datan has done to you.
I am sorry you feel that way. Telvin, let's go.
Captain, Charva was a close friend, and we couldn't even convince her of our cause. We need to find something substantial to expose the Tal Shiar.
I'm afraid you may be right.
Charva's alive, but I expect she's gonna face a lot of questions from intelligence. But if we couldn't change her mind, what'll it take to convince the Romulan people? How do we gather the proof we need? For now, we've done all we can. I recommend we leave the system before any Tal Shiar reinforcements arrive.
Agreed. Helm set a course. Warp 4.
You've done commendable work exposing the duplicitous nature of the Tal Shiar, but there is still more work to be done in order to actually discover what they've been up to. It's a shame that Charva is resisting our efforts to turn her to our cause. Perhaps with enough time, she'll see the Tal Shiar for the traitors to the Romulan people that they really are. In any event, you are proving to be a formidable addition to this fleet.
I'm just glad that I'm able to be of service, Sub-Commander.
Time is short. Congratulations, Centurion. It looks like you're about to be moving up in the galaxy, based on your new familiarity with Tal Shiar operatives, and...
Alright, and with that, I believe... Make sure I'm right on this. Yep. Alright, and with that, we are going to go ahead and leave it off there, and we will pick this back up next week with the In Shadows arc. I hope to see you all next time. Goodbye.